Happy belated Shabbat Shalom. I would like to say I represent the World Freedom Party. The reason I called it World Freedom Party is because the powers that be wish to eradicate the name freedom from the human lexicon. For those people who don't believe that is possible, look no further than North Korea not having a word to describe transgenderism. Many words have been erased and replaced. Hello, Chris. Blessings to you. You're the first here. Blessings. I recently found out that blessings means to be ordained or have oil put on you. Hi, Grandpa. You made it. Stephanie, Frank Pitts, Christina, Billy Bob, you made it. Great to see everybody here. So I'm going to talk a bit about what's recently been happening in the world. I haven't done many videos. I've been trying my best to stay in prayer. Blessings, Elva. Oh, you got a notice. Wow. Maybe things are changing. Well, thank you, Christina. Blessings to you, everyone. With great agape, with great love. I recently saw a movie with my sister who came to visit, and the movie, do you remember what it was called? No. Anyway, it's irrelevant, but it had Morgan Freeman in it. And a lot of people in the conspiracy world think Morgan Freeman is Jimi Hendrix and Rush Limbaugh is Jim Morrison from The Doors. A lot of conspiracies, a lot of innuendos, but I'll try to stick to the reality. Anyway, in this movie, this actor, Morgan Freeman, was playing a writer. And he was teaching this child how to be creative. And it was a beautiful movie. And I'm blessed. Hi, Christopher. Great to see you. Joseph. Yosef Aquaviva. My brosif. Great to see you. Everybody here, if you haven't subscribed to Joseph Aquaviva 222's channel, I highly recommend you do that to discover that your whole world is coded in Gematria or Gematria. Blessings to you. I miss you. As I go on my journey, I have never stopped learning and praying and understanding this beautiful path that I'm on. I'm brought to remembrance a lot of things that I've had and dreams. I've had more dreams of Trump. I've had beautiful experiences that are now leading me to the fact that we are in the season of division where you're going to start seeing wheat and tares divided. And I'm here to tell everybody, don't be scared. It has to happen. DWS News on YouTube just did a video with the 47th president on the 47th meeting of ASEAN Summit in 2012. And Trump said, quote, 8 wars ended in 8 months. And there's that 88 again. They sure love their coding and their mocking and scoffing. I kind of chuckled when they said, oh, they burnt down 33 churches in Canada. Found it very interesting. I also found it interesting that this meteorite atlas, 33 billion miles or kilometers or pounds or tons, they love that 33 number, don't they? And that 88. The tribe of Dan, TOD. The 88th day of the year is March 29th. I was born in March 29th, 1967. The year that they sold the ziggurat in the Yucatan Peninsula, where they worshipped their deities, their demons, in human sacrifice. That too was a significant time marker, just like planting the flag of Rephaim in the Golan Heights and claiming the high places and literally saying, aha, we claim the high places. Yeah. Great channel. Absolutely, Joseph. You're very strange. Yes, there is no space. You are correct. We live under the firmament. I had a gentleman sit in that chair right there, and he took measurements of the moon in the middle of winter with a thermometer. And when you measure the light of the moon, it is colder than it is in the shade. Our world isn't what it seems. We've seen many pictures of the firmament and sky ice and experiments done on frozen tundra or frozen lakes. NASA's math clearly indicates that things that you see with the naked eye should be disappearing under the curvature of the earth, and they're not. NASA in Hebrew means deceiver. T minus 4 seconds and counting. If you add the T back into the word NASA, you could spell Satan or Santa. So in Canada, we just found out that not only they are permitting suicide harshly on homeless, veterans, people with mental disabilities, and children, they're now apparently pushing organ harvesting. So most of the horrific things that we would read about organ harvesting is this. Some guy in Las Vegas wakes up in the bathtub after hiring a prostitute and he's missing a kidney. Oops. Well, it gets pretty dark real quick when you could go to China, give them your blood type, make an appointment, and get a kidney transplant ASAP. So no more waiting lists for organ transplants. They're taking prisoners, most likely political prisoners, and most likely people of spiritual fortitude, whether you be Muslim or Christian. And they're just taking out your organs. So they have chop shops. I guess they found one in America and arrested some people for killing people from taking their organs. But let us not forget the Planned Parenting, Margaret Sanger and her hatred for the African American, and how most of these abortion clinics are just that. They're just chop shops. Organ harvesting. When you understand the placenta and the stem cells and the research that they've done with CRISPR technology, makes perfect sense that they would continue on in their Baali worship and smoting the child in the womb. When one person was asked, how young do they sacrifice these children? That the answer was given with the umbilical cord still attached. These harsh words that I speak of are warning you of what things to come. That these malevolent Freemason Jesuits out of the Vatican, Vatica meaning beast of the underworld, United Nations, or NATO, or OTAN spelled backwards, just like Harpo or Oprah, Harpo Industries, you will see this great malevolence and hatred towards the people of the light. The great division has started. You see this chasm between the two worlds that we live in, those that are of the light and those that are of the dark. If you are of this world, the world will love you. If you are not of this world and your kingdom and your treasures are stored in the heavenly realms, in the Shayim, then you are blessed. He did not have 8 wars ended in 8 months, but the 88 that we've seen in Back to the Future movies. 88 miles per hour. The flagpoles, 88 feet high. And all of the other coding with the 88 is very simple. It's the tribe of Dan and their worship of the moon making an 8 in the sky, and the sun making an 8 in the sky. Just like the Nazis, the Big Dipper spinning around the North Star making the swastika. It's just as simple as that. They're monsters. Who was founded on April, the 4th month, on the 7th day, 47th, the 47th president. They love that number. August 8th, 8th month, on the 8th day, was the World Health Organization, where they decided that they would make a covenant of death with all nations, where Canada just recently signed over its sovereignty to World Health Organization, giving them authority to shut your government down, to shut your parliament down, to shut your business, to quarantine you, and to force vaccinate you. No, this is not a test. And when Dr. Billy Goat Gates said, oh, the next pandemic, that'll get their attention, they did exercises called Clade X exercise in Event 201. And Clade X exercise was 666 days before the World Health Organization announced a pandemic. So this deadly contagion exercise sounds pretty deadly, and it's contagious from the word deadly contagion. Yep, when they decided to commit genocide on a global scale, things just kind of went south real quick, didn't it? Nelson Mandela's birthday. I thought I would talk about that, but it has more to do with the Nelson Mandela effect than his actual birthday. In the Van Halen album cover, 5150, you have a picture of Atlas, about this meteorite flying by. You have in the Lockheed Martin Q PSYOP a little picture of Atlas too, holding up the world. You see, we live in a world in which the occult world worships their deities, their gods, their demons, their false gods. And that we're at a point now that history will repeat itself, and those that are in this pagan ritual, coming up with Halloween, All Saints' Night, where you would bob for apples in boiling cauldron of oil, and that your children would be sacrificed. The Van Halen album cover, 5150, and in all other codes regarding these deities, gods, and psyops, distractions, that's all they are from you spending time in prayer, in understanding. The truth. In Daniel's dream, we seen them war against the Prince of Persia, Sar Marut Paras. He was held back by a messenger, an Anglios, and he wrestled with him. We understand that the fallen ones that walk amongst us and their purpose. I'm here to tell you a very simple story. For all the atheists that would say, oh, if God was so great, why did he put the knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden? That we would have free will. We put on this skin suit, this sin suit, and we chose to be in this world, in this mortality. And when you're in the kingdom of Yahuwah, under the reign of Yahushua, Emmanuel, there is no pain and suffering because that kingdom is not of this world. You see, to have pain and suffering, you must have fear of death and be mortal. A new heaven and a new earth, a new Shaim and a new Adam, a cyclical renewal that is right before you. We are to walk boldly with love and truth and share the Besaroth, the gospel of good tidings, that death has no sting, that we're all going to die. Every human being, except for 3 in known human biblical history, have died. Hanok was taken and did not see death. Elijah was taken and did not see death. And Yahushua HaMashiach died and came back, where there were many witnesses. And so I say to you, brothers and sisters, and you are, if you are believers in Yahushua HaMashiach, my brothers and my sisters, that you take heed to this message, that you are not forsaken, you are chosen. You are awake, not awoke. You are powerful spiritual creatures walking in a corporeal, mortal reality. And you're given free will to choose beyond what you see. This movie inspired me because when I watched it yesterday with my sister, with Morgan Freeman, this writer was trying to teach this child how to be creative, how to use your imagination. And I'm here to share the same message with you. I had a dream of my first love. And in that dream, I had many dreams, the perfect job. And these come in stages. And these are prophetic. You're going to fit in here, it's not going to work. And then he said, you got to be creative. Are you creative? And I said, yeah, I'm creative. And I just made up a story. I just rambled on for 10 minutes. Right off the top of my head, I made up a story. And he went, wow, you are creative. You're hired. And then I turned around and I see my first love. Not my real love. My real love, my first love, is my wife, sitting right over there. But I said, Audra Subudny, what are you doing here? You look beautiful. I haven't seen you in years. What are you doing? And then I woke up. And it was brought to my remembrance. Remember your first love. It was also brought to remembrance today, or yesterday. How do you enter into the kingdom of heaven, Rabbi? And Yahushua HaMashiach says, be like these children. And it never dawned on me, and like many things when I'm given dreams and visions, multi-layered nuances of his beautiful word, his scripture. In my humble opinion, being like a child of innocence and being able to create unhindered from this corporeal skin suit, sin suit, in this world of mortality, being able to imagine anything and not be hindered. And in this movie last night that I watched, I was brought to my remembrance of every one of the light, the ones that are of the light, how you create, your creators. Now, the deity of this world is a destroyer. You notice how they make people like the good guy's the bad guy. He's not. Hey, Dave, great to see you. Our first love is our creator. Absolutely, Dave. It was brought to my remembrance. He is our first love. And the story of the wayward son. We left our home with wealth and abundance and happiness and everything we could imagine and took our inheritance and, pardon the language, ladies, pissed it away. And we now sleep with the swine. And we're begging and pleading, Father, can we come back home? I'll be a servant in your house. And the story of the wayward son is simple. The father's waiting in anticipation for his son or daughter. This is not our home. This is not our way. We are not destroyers. We are of the light. We are hope. And we are creative beings. In our minds, we create. And we've got to be like children. And when children are first born, they're not racist. There's no anger. And then you have these teachers and these parents saying, you can't fly. You can't sing. You can't cross the street. You can't do this. You can't do this. And all their life until their early teens, they're told all the things they cannot do. Very few really good parents tell their kids, you could do anything. Our first love was brought back to my remembrance of how our Creator loves us very much. And if you could imagine having a son or a daughter that's going down the wrong path and you know they have free will and there's not a thing you could do about it to save them, and your heart just breaks. You say, son, daughter, please don't do that. That's going to hurt you. That's going to kill you. That's going to cause addiction. That's going to cause pain and suffering, but we got to do it. Hi, Kenley. Echo through eternity, absolutely. Yes, Grandpa. Yeah. It's a very special moment, brothers and sisters. The separation of the wheat and tares has begun. The Hopi prophecy is unfolding by White Feather, the blue comet, the birth of the white buffalo. Hi, Matt. Blessings to you. We see all of these things culminating, coming together, and now the world's waking up, and now they're choosing. They're realizing that they can't trust the government. The government's playing whack-a-mole. The governments are trying their best to push every nonsense, whimsical idiom our way, and people are waking up going, another 33, huh? It's really good to see you, Kenley. I am filled with nothing but gratitude and love in my heart for knowing what I know. I know so much. I can't even speak of the things I know. It's so abundant. And the reason I am trying to be humble is because it's not me. My sister asked, how did you learn so much? I said, he taught me. One day I woke up and I prayed and I prayed and I said, Father, how long? How long, Father, have we been killing each other and doing this to our children? He said, since the beginning. And I was literally shown in my imagination. I would never dare say, thus saith the Lord. I say this to you. In my imagination, I asked a question. How long, Father? O Yahuwah Adonai Elohim, how long? And then in my imagination, I looked back in time. And since Cain killed Abel, and if you read the book of Adam and Eve, and Yashar, and Hanok, then you realize it never stopped until the flood, and then it started up again. And these fallen angels, they have been doing this to us forever. And so this story is coming to an end. And I looked into the future and I said, how long, Father? And I was not given an answer. But I know we're close to the end because of the prophetic utterances in this book. I encourage everybody, and if I had the money to buy everyone one, the Sefer from Sefer.net. It's identical to the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it's identical to the Ethiopian texts. There's going to be things that a lot of people don't understand what's coming, and you're going to need to have some knowledge and understanding. And when you read this book, it's going to be hard to read. They say 2027 and 2030 with Apophis. We don't know. But if you subtract 7 years of Jacob's trouble, that's 2025. We do know that the malevolence is not hiding anymore. The Holly Weird adrenochrome junkies are getting bold. The radical Islam is getting dangerous. The spiritual Islam bloodline of Ishmael is becoming more spiritual and less violent. All other religions and denominations are splintering. It's all falling apart. If you are not of Yahweh and his son Yahushua, you're in trouble. If you're not being attacked, if you're not under spiritual warfare right now, I would be very concerned. God is not weak. He doesn't need you to honor him. Collision of souls. I love my Creator and everything that he has created, including this beautiful journey that I am on. Honor, the word honor, is respect and dignity that is given freely. His law is a pleasure, not a burden. All these man-made laws and misvotes, they are of halal. Can't drink, can't hunt and fish without a license, can't get married without a license, can't drive a car without a license, can't get a business without a business license. It's all man-made. A comet. Yeah. Yes, Kenley, absolutely. When the Dark Lord comes, the Dark Lord, Baal is here. There are many antichrists that walk amongst us. He's never left here. He's imprisoned here. This is his domain. And I fear not the Dark Lord. And that's what he is, Baal. Baal meaning Lord. He is nothing but a deity, a fallen angel that fears the light, that can't comprehend the light. Ascribe all sin to Azazel and the 200 angels. They know the time is near and their destruction is at hand. Yeah, Baal room. Yeah, at the last temple, yeah. Mason jar, yeah. Vader, yeah. Yeah. I'm not even scared of spiders. Prokoi by Dank, yeah. Yes. My Father will not abandon us. Listen to this guy, ex-Bowie. Yeah. So everybody that's watching the chat, you can see this poor soul. Judaism or Christianity, neither, J-Man. Netzraim, believing in Emmanuel, the Word made flesh, Yah. No doctrines, no religion, just truth. Yeah. Yes. We are the church. That's okay, Matt. It's all good. Well, Rastafari's close. Yes. Yes. Yes, Andrew. Whose truth? There's only one truth. Make no mistake about it. I would encourage all of the unbelievers, any atheists or Luciferians or Freemason Jesuits, to watch Ron Wyatt Discoveries, where you will see all of the archaeological evidence that you would need to prove that the events in the book of his story, are true, and that you've been deceived, you've been sucked into an occult, and you're off to your destruction. We're all physically going to die, but you will suffer a grave and grievous spiritual death. I was explaining to my sister about the Torah, the law, and the Torah field of electricity. In many decodes, not every animal, just enough to repopulate. The decodes that I done in electricity has a positive and a negative. When you make a battery, it's made out of acid. When you study Emoto water experiments, you're 80% water. If you have alkaline-based diet, you would be a battery, and you'd have cathode and electrode when you ground, when you put your bare feet in the ground. Cathedrals were cathodes, cathedrals, electrodes, or speaker when you put your hands up and receive the ether. We're biochemical creatures created from the clay. And in prophecy, they would try to mix iron with clay. And you have this transhumanism taking place, and this calling of the chosen, and the destruction and organ harvesting of our children and each other out of complete malevolence and hatred of the creation. We know that these evil ones temper with creation itself. It is no different than the fallen angels, Azazel, and all of the other ones that had defiled all living creatures. And it says, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the end times. There will be Hamas, terror, and they will defile all creatures. So they're playing around with Jurassic Park and breeding an elephant with the woolly mammoth. They're creating hybrid humans as we speak. And what they're putting in your food and promoting cannibalism is nothing short of blaspheme. And just like as in the days of Noah, you will start to see them defile all creatures and all living creation. And it says, as in the days of Noah, that when this sign of Jonah comes, it will be a sign for the evil and adulterous generation, because they need a sign. We walk in faith. So we were given the Aleph and the Tav with the 3 eclipses over America, and we were given many millions of dreams and visions of seeing 2 moons, nuclear war, tsunamis, raging fires, chaos, and the destruction of the world. Halal, the true name of Hisatan, Satan, would have you believe this is all just conspiracy. But that's what the evil does, is hide. They talk in code. They never tell the truth. They're liars and murderers from the beginning. And their children and their offspring, some in the chat, are likewise. They just can't stop doing evil. And they just can't stop loving that power and authority over the sheep that are blind, the innocent children. You see, they're so cowards, they take after these innocent children. In the Burning Man or the Straw Man, they sacrifice the ones of light and set them free. Death has no sting, and the darkness does not comprehend the light. They operate in fear, they operate in power, but their life is but a vapor, a fleeting moment gone forever. And they've been given over to their reprobate minds. They do not comprehend. It's my right to an abortion. Take it. My mask doesn't work unless you wear your mask. We got to be a herd mindset, a hive mind. And there's us who stand up and say, no, thank you. My kingdom is not of this world. I'm not worried about my 401ks. I'm not worried about my business going bankrupt or my brand new truck being seized by the banksters and the evil governments coming to take my land and threaten me with death. No fear. Pure love. I've had witches and warlocks attack me since George Floyd riots. Your necromancing and spellcasting has no authority here. You have no power. Bring high. You bring the wrath of Yahweh, Adonai Elohim, the one and only truth and creator, upon you in your ignorance. And you will suffer greatly. Oh, it's cool to hang out with the Ouija board guys, the Ghostbusters, and arm candy and all the cocaine and alcohol you want to your destruction. There's for the demons, for the witches and warlocks in this chat, for the robots and the bots and the trolls and the CIA, NSA, FBI, Mossad, Homeland Security. There's always a chance to stop, repent, metanoia, to change your mind, and to get on the winning side. It's never too late. And that's what's going to happen. Many will fall to your left. Many will fall to your right. And you will witness these things, and it's going to be painful. But you carry on. You operate in love. I bring hideous news from reality, from the real world. I see beyond the veil and see it very clearly. Their numerology, their tech, their symbolism, their lies that they've spewed for millennia. It comes to a point of understanding that the Freemasons and the Jesuits and the Council of Foreign Relations and the International Monetary Fund and all of these demons that are principalities in high places, they're on a mad rush to their own destruction. Oh, we've got 800 prisoners of war, so we'll just destroy Gaza. And again, pardon the language, they F around and find out. And for the most people, I would say, oh, it's good for Palestine to get bombed. It's good for children and women to get bombed. They deserve it. Woe unto you. Woe unto you who say you are Jews and are not, but do lie. You are rich, but you are poor and naked. All these billionaires with all of this paper money and this digital currency, and they're really important people. But they're so deceived because they're not going to take any of that wealth with them. They're going to take all of the sin and all of the perdition of calling themselves Jews when they're not, calling themselves Zionists. And we want a better tomorrow, we want freedom, we want peace, but they're speaking like dragons, putting you in a digital cryptocurrency 15-minute city and saying you'll own nothing and be happy, and we love you, honestly, we do. But they make a covenant of death behind your back. Hey, welcome to the club. You get a free everything, but keep it secret, okay? Hollywood Delete, keep it secret. Just do your little secret stuff. Your secret is exposed to the world. There's nowhere for you to hide. The deed is done. It's too late to apologize for you. You that have harmed these little ones. It is better you were never born, that a millstone should be tied around your neck and you thrown into the ocean. I prophesy against you. Not of my own will, but out of that book in front of me. It is said out of Yahushua HaMashiach's lips, woe unto you, Sadducees and Pharisees. The church will be judged first. These things that are happening, brothers and sisters, are happening so fast, people don't understand how quickly. Another pandemic is coming. It's going to be Pi pandemic coming. Stephen Hawking's died on Pi Day. Isn't that interesting how they have Stephen Hawking's and he's all curled up and he's, oh, he said pi r squared times infinity, blah, blah, blah. Psyop. Steve Hawking's dying on Pi Day. Theater of war. It has always been war. It's always been a spiritual war. You are a spirit being warring against your own flesh, and you're warring against everything in this world. As real as it feels, it is not real. In the movie or documentary, What the Bleep Do We Know? Deepak Chopra, whom I don't like to quote, said this as well. When your fingers touch, your fingers are making contact with its outer surface, and there's a field of energy that stops your fingers from going through your fingers. The reason I could pick up this pen is because there's electromagnetic fields holding these different components of reality apart from each other. But in actual reality, it's just a bunch of atoms and neutrons and electrons spinning around with massive amount of space between them. Isn't that one song? Space between. You, when you study physics, will realize that this matrix, it's all air, it's all molecules, it's all energy, it's all cymatics. And those people that operate in hate and malice and anger and jealousy and confusion and lies, they're negative. They're negative energy. When I did the decode with this band, AC/DC, alternating current, direct current. Alternating current, back and forth, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Direct current is you putting your hands up to Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, and saying, let me receive your love and understanding. And it's direct. Direct from your Father to you. AC/DC also is in references to, transgender. Amperage pushes electricity along. Time, space, matter. We're moving. When you understand that when you necromens, when you use witchcraft or harsh language and bad words and you hate people, you harm yourself and you hurt those that you love by not acting out of love and kindness. Emoto water experiment. The Aish conformity study was no different. The Stockholm syndrome is no different. People fall in love with their abusers because at least they're getting some sort of attention. Psychological verbiage or paradigm that would describe your reality for those people who don't believe, this would make perfect sense to you. Those that operate in the Spirit and walk in the Spirit don't need any explanation, just confirmation. If you're a believer and you believe that big, beautiful book in front of me, and you realize that a lot of ancient scriptures were taken out and we are given back the original language and book, and that we'd actually understand Hebrew, we'd actually understand the sayings and the proverbs, it will be brought back to your remembrance. Every single one of you that are believers, you will understand it clearly. Hello, Mac. Yeah. Someone says here, no one knows the truth. I know the truth. You see, over consistent behaviors, repeated experiments over and over again, whether it's the double slit experiment, you could repeat it 10 times or 100 times, the same result is the same result. Then you come to a realization that photons act as a particle and a wave. Then you realize, our reality folds around us. When you see the malevolent behavior of the fallen angels and the malevolence and the behavior, and then you see it in your brothers and your sisters and the blue-haired colored people and all of this weirdness going on, that's been a consistent behavior from the beginning of time. And then you see the opposite of that. Grace, love, truth, understanding. And for those that are in the prison, they're no longer prisoners. The chains fall off. The truth sets you free. And you can't be harmed and hurt. And when they kill you, it's freedom. We're all going to die. All those people that operate in fear and get coerced, take it or you will lose your job. Take it and wear your face diaper. You're going to not be able to work. You're not going to be able to trade. You're not going to be able to... This digital ID is no different. Since George Floyd riots, I've been doing the same videos over and over in different languages and different paradigms and different sequences, reaching new people. Pure love, no hate. Prepare. Prepare for when that becomes law. That you will not be able to buy, sell, and trade without it. That you'll be willing to drop your phone in the garbage, pick up your bug out bag and go into the woods and go camping forever. You don't need a bank account to survive in this world. You don't need a government. You don't need a truck. You don't need a mortgage. You need food, water, and shelter. He takes care of the sparrow and how much he loves you more than the sparrow. This is coming to an end. They say peace and safety and then sudden destruction. Everybody's talking about it all over the world. I'm watching all the chats and every chat saying the same thing. This Donald Trump guy, Oh, I stopped 8 wars and ended them in 8 months, 88. And everybody's going, yeah, that 33 number just keeps on coming up, and that 88. Like, aren't you getting tired of repeating yourself with all your coding? Freemason, Jesuit, Vincent Peale prototype? I have no hatred towards these people. They have a job to do. They've been given over. They sold their soul for money and fame and fortune. It's what they do. That's their thing. Yeah. 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 Trump would. Yeah. Yeah, your grandpa's a Mason. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You're old. Yeah, me too. This guy says it here. This dude has barely scratched the surface. The Waits experience. Listen, you're right. I'm just talking about the tip of the iceberg. You want to go way, way, way down the rabbit hole? Oh my goodness. You could talk about flat earth. You could talk about cymatics. You could talk about sequencing, cyclical events, men out of renown. There were giants in those days, in the earth and on the earth and after the flood. Cain was marked upon his head, say, they're going to kill me, and I'll put a mark of Elohim on you so they won't kill you. Who's they? If there was only Cain and Abel. How far down the rabbit hole you want to go? Can you see past the destruction and rebirth? Can you see past this book that we have in front of us? Because when you realize this, that there was a war in the heavens, that verily, verily, he said unto us, a generation shall not pass. These people that see me and walk amongst me shall not see death when they see these things. That has happened. What season are we in? What time is it? What month is it? Is it Moon Day, Monday, Tuesday, Tear Day, Woden, Wednesday, Thursday, Thor Day, Saturnalia, Sunday? We don't know what time it is. We don't know who we are. We do know what we are. We don't know when we are. We know why. We know how. And what are you going to do with this information? The inspiration of this video is based on faith. Substance you can't touch, taste, and smell. It is based on your imagination of seeing things and writing of things and creating things that come out of nothing. I use this bowl as an example a lot when it comes to cymatics. Why did they start tuning the music instruments to a different vibration? Why did they take the bells out of the churches? Why were cathedrals, you could sing with one voice and amplify it amongst all the parish? Why was the music changed from beautiful tones of healing and love to dark death metal? Hip hop was a song of the slaves that we sang in Lamentations, and now it is gangster rap. I'll cap you, give me a shot of whiskey, let's do some drugs, arm candy, and it all turned to destruction. Everything turns to destruction. And you got your phone in front of you with Wi-Fi, and we know that when you feed plants beautiful music, they grow, and when you don't feed them and horrible music, they die. And your Wi-Fi, it kills all the plants. And everybody loves their cell phones and their cell phone towers. They can't give up their technology. They're stuck in the matrix to their destruction, being poisoned. There's videos of people plugging in their phone, holding it in their hand, taking a voltmeter, touching their hand, and it lighting up. And then you touch another person, and the electricity goes through you to the other person, and they touch them with the electrometer, and it lights up. You're given this phone in front of me, and you carry it around in your pocket or in your pocket all day. And just like your smartwatch, it's taking pictures of you every 5 seconds. It's on my Facebook channel. You can see it. Believe me or not, I don't care. Taking pictures of every barcode in your house. Your smartwatch is counting your heartbeats and how many steps you took. This is a Sim City building endeavor. The walls are enclosed, and they're enclosing in on humanity quickly. Escape out of this prison before it's too late. I beg, I plead you guys just to prepare for the event of throwing your phone in the garbage, picking up your big, beautiful book, pick up your big, beautiful book, take your food and your seeds and go. This is definitely Babylon. Yeah. On the rivers of Babylon. Yeah. I have attachment to nothing, including my life. Got a letter from the government saying, you owe us money for taxes. I'm like, no, you're a bunch of liars. We're going to come and take your property. We're going to come and take your guns. We're going to come and take this. We're going to come and take that. I don't have nothing for them to take. I don't own anything. I'm a steward of this land. I'm not in love with this table, the paper, the clothes on my back. This world has no value. I store all my treasures in heaven. I have nothing here. I don't fear death. There's nothing here. Hallelujah. King James was a Freemason. King James was pure evil. Absolutely. Can't own molecules. Absolutely. Yeah. This guy says he's King James. Yeah. Yes. This book is called The Sefer. I encourage you guys to get a copy before it's too late. It's a hard copy, the Millennium Edition. It just came out in a soft copy. It has all the books. All of the books. All the sacred names, the proper names and pronunciations. In the preface, you will understand that the Sefer, meaning book, I am the Aleph and the Tav, the before and the after, the Alpha and the Omega in Greek. All of the books that were taken out are put back in and in order. All the Apocrypha, the sacred texts. Cipher.net, Dr. Stephen Pidgeon and the Sefer Academy. If you're This is the King James Version, heavily redacted and in vulgar English. This is just as hard to read, if not worse, than the book in front of you. It is translated properly from Hebrew directly to English, not the King James Version that was translated from Hebrew to Aramaic to Greek to German to English. There was nothing taken out. Woe unto those who put a jot and a tittle in or take a jot and a tittle out, and that's exactly what they did. The Zionist Christian movement, they are beguiled by the Star of Rephaim, and I'm sorry, but they're all in pagan worship if you worship the Ashtaroth pole, the Christmas tree. If you're going to a Halloween costume, that's a pagan holiday. Easter, Esther, transgender deity, where you dip the eggs in the blood of children. Easter holidays is a pagan holiday. Christos, Christmas. Yeshua HaMashiach, his real name, was not born on December 25th. That was an amalgamation of pagan ritual and Christianity into one. Come out of her, my people. The time is short. Very short. 1611 version still missing a whole bunch of stuff in there. But you are blessed. Travis says, my God's better than your God. You don't have a God. There's only one. Those are demons. Those are the fallen angels. And they will be destroyed, and those that believe in them will be destroyed. Most likely. It's Yule, yeah. 1611 was tampered with, absolutely. It's actually Chisatan, Travis. And Odin never existed. Just a myth. Chaldeans, Celtic. Sorry, hate to burst your bubble, but it's all myth. Thoth, Egyptian gods, all myth, all bastardized versions of the original. King James was not only a Mason, William Shakespeare, Francis Bacon, written by in vulgar English for a reason. Remember the 5th of November. Yes, James. He says, I don't buy any of you hustlers. I ain't asking for money, Miguel. And I tell nothing but the truth. Many are deceived. Yahushua walked this earth. Those miracles were performed and documented. Go read Pontius Pilate's letter from the Sanhedrin to Caesar Augustus. And you read that letter that he wrote to Caesar. People believe in Caesar. They remember Caesar's name, but they don't remember Yahushua's name. A little ironic, don't you think? The Mashiach, yes. Yes. Joe 76, hallelujah. Stone Gamer says, who cares? Obviously, maybe you don't. To your destruction. The Vril Society, yeah, they're part of it. Yeah, you can't change the truth. The truth stands on its own. Yahushua, yes. Hallelujah. When we realize that we're walking out of Babylon, first thing that's going to happen is you're going to wake up and you're going to go, can this be true? Am I that deceived? And the answer is yes, we're all deceived. I'm equally deceived, and I'm equally a sinner. Nothing special about me. I'm not better than anybody here. I'm equally a sinner. The churchianity would tell you, oh, I'm holier than you, and you're going to go to hell if you don't repent. No. If any man say they were without sin, let them be a liar. The most beautiful thing about this plan is that we're all sinners. We all start off on the same level. But we're all given a choice, and I hope everybody here chooses the right one. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, we don't need bots and trolls, especially spamming. Those that don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. You could go somewhere else. It's all good. Yeah. This guy, Travis Murray, you're going to hell. No, I'm not. Yes, Walter. Yeah, Waits. Yeah, thanks, Nomad. I don't hate Jason. I don't hate anybody. Hate the sin, not the sinner. I don't hate anybody. I hate what they do to our children. I hate their pagan feasts and festivals. I hate their burnt offerings, our children. Their feasts and their festivals, they will be turned into mourning for me and for them. Every time, especially at Christmas coming up and Halloween, I just think how many people don't know. Wow, celebrating Christmas, pagan holiday, Yuletide log and the Ashtaroth pole. And they don't know. And they're good people, but they are in a pagan holiday, pagan rituals. Give to the poor, clothe the naked, feed the hungry, forgive, love the stranger in your land as you would have them love you. 10 commandments, 10 laws, that's it. It's not hard. Yet here we are. Pro-Palestine, pro-Israel, pick a side. You got to be part of the hive mind. You got to identify as the woke or you got to identify as the Charlie Kirk guys or trust no man. You were told to be not deceived in the end times, that the age of deception is upon us. And there's so many that are still deceived. AI. Soon you won't be able to tell what you see on video, whether it's real or not. They're rewriting history as we speak and erasing history as we speak. I did this in many of my videos. The Nelson Mandela effect. They're erasing your history and they're rewriting history. And as time goes by, they say, oh, that wasn't the Fruit of the Loom logo. Nelson Mandela died in prison. No, he didn't. The Bernstein Bears, that's the Nelson Mandela effect. They're erasing your history before you and writing your history behind you while you're asleep playing video games under a drunken whiskey. And all my brothers and sisters, when they're waking up, it's painful for them. And they're blessed because they're waking up and going, something's not right here. I've been asleep. I got to wake up. What's going on? And for everybody here, it's okay. You're welcome to this channel. You're welcome to hear these words. Those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, hear these words. We're all deceived. All of us. If any man says he was not deceived, bless his heart, he is deceived. If Halal, the fallen angel, Lucifer, as the Freemasons call him, talked the angels into rebelling against Yahweh, how easy would it be to deceive us with a life expectancy of 120 years old? These ancient deities are thousands of years old, and they are most certainly malevolent, and they most certainly hate us beyond your comprehension. And if you're trying to survive this and go through this war without the protection of your Father and understanding of divinity, it's not going to end well without some help, without some spiritual discernment. Let the Ruach HaKodesh, the breath of Yahweh, the Holy Spirit, guide you. Ask for help in prayer with a humble and contrite heart. That means just be real. So, Father, this world's getting really scary. What's real? Please show me. I'm scared. I'm a sinner. I'm sorry. I don't even know when I'm sinning anymore. I don't know what sin is. I don't know what's good and evil. I'm so lost. Help me. And he will. If you seek, you will find. This whole video is based on reality and the interpretation of things you cannot see. And when you're saying, Father, I can't see beyond the veil, but I'm marching off to destruction, I don't feel good. These things that are happening all over the world are happening so fast, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. And he's going to tell you. He's going to show you. I'm putting up my hand and telling you, I was there. And he showed me. He took my pain and anger away. He said, be still, my son. And I said, is this real? And he said, yeah. How long? And he showed me. To what end? To the end. And in my dreams, I seen these things and I said, oh, this is beautiful. Why is it going to be destroyed? Because I built it to destroy it. Why? This is a vetting process for you, brothers and sisters, that you would survive this, living in this corporeal world in a skin suit, in a sin suit, that you would go through the darkest time in human history and survive this. Yes, he demands obedience, not sacrifice. Putting your sin on an innocent animal and burning it alive or killing it and slaughtering it, he never desired that from us. That was man-made ritualism. He desires you to follow the law. Follow the law, the Torah, the 10 Commandments. It's easy. It's a pleasure to follow those laws. It's simple. Love thy neighbor. I like that. Don't be jealous. I like that too. I don't want to be jealous. It says, be not jealous of their dainties. You watch the evil ones in the world with their Porsches and their Lamborghinis and their whores hanging on their arms and all of this multi-billion-dollar buildings and their wealth. I feel sorry for them. I'm not jealous of their dainties. Their $6,000 suit. You got talked into buying a suit for $6,000? I wear sackcloth. I got holes in my shirt from welding. I got holes in my pants. Vanity. All vanity. A fleeting vapor, gone. When you wake up out of the matrix, the first thing you're going to do is feel remorse for the time wasted. Be not troubled. You're waking up at the precise, perfect moment. You wake up and you go, I've got to check out of this Hotel California. And when you wake up, you realize, I have been deceived. I was following this path of this rock star, this sports star, or this Hollywood stars, the fallen angels, the anglios, the malak. And then you realize, that's why Michael Jordan pushing Nike. That's why you see this, Kanye West with the Balenciaga on his teeth. And then you realize it's all vanity. It's all ego. It doesn't mean a damn thing. You're not going to take any of this with you when you die. And all that weight and all that guilt, every mistake you made, every bad thing you've done, all your failures, all of your inadequacies, all of those things that people made fun of you, it all goes away. And then you could be, what is this whole video about? Be like those children. When you were born into this world, you were an innocent, perfect, beautiful creature of Yahweh, and you had no limitations. Remember your first love. Remember when you were a young child. Remember when it was easy to love one another. Remember before you had to pay taxes and get a job. Remember what it was like just to love walking in the grass with bare feet. Remember those simple things like children, and you will enter into the kingdom. When Yeshua HaMashiach was asked, how do I enter into heaven? He said, be like these children. And I went, aha. I remember what it was like to have ice cream. Oh, I remember what it was like to catch a firefly and just be, wow. Everybody here, 115, 84 thumbs up. I am blessed. Let him bring back to your remembrance your youthful days of innocence and sit in that love and that innocence from now until your last breath. And let go of the taxes, the mortgages, the payments, the pressure of your work, your status in your community. And you feel that beautiful, wayward son anticipation of going back home. And this guy says, babies are still sinners. We are born into sin regardless of how innocent they appear. Sinners are not the key. Dr. Froman, I'll say this. Those of the age of accountability will enter into the kingdom of heaven. There becomes a point in a child's life when you become accountable for your actions, where you're no longer fed milk but meat. And the one comment here, yeah, Matt, I don't either. Shalom, Birdie Bear. Great to see you. Great to see you, my dear friend. I missed you. The pathway to heaven is hell. So the opposite, the pathway to hell is heaven. No. Yes. Yeah. Hallelujah. I am blessed to have such great moderators and good people. King's Kid, blessings to you. I am in Canada, in the foothills of the Canadian Rockies. Canada's fallen nation. It used to be such a beautiful country. It used to hurt my heart so much to see what our government has done to its own people. It just breaks my heart. And then when I look all over the world, it's happening all over the world, and then I realized, this is biblical. This is actually going down, and it's a hard pill to swallow. This mathematical equation was on the epitaph of Stephen Hawking's funeral. And that was Planck's constant, the speed of light, 8 pi, the spheroid, and Newton's S constant. And when you understand that this new pandemic that's coming will most likely be called pi, that the pi decodes and the things regarding that number that's coming should be noted with those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. It's going to be another timestamp, another marker, another event. They didn't put all the military all over America to get rid of the migrant immigrants. They're staging it for civil disobedience when the people wake up to their digital currency and all their money gone out of the bank. People are going to lose it because those who love the world, who love their money, the evil shall devour their own. Right out of the book of Enoch. This happened in Italy. This happened in other countries already. It was in the Philippines or somewhere in Asia there. They just shut off 200 plus million banks, and everybody went, where's my money? What do you mean I got to get digital ID? I want my money. That's my money. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, digital ID is the mark, yeah. So we're wrestling with principalities in high places. And we know time is short. So be blessed, brothers and sisters. Don't walk in fear. Yes. You shall not buy, sell, and trade without the mark of the beast. Let he who have understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. ZC stigmata. 666. Your Fibonacci sequence in your facial recognition with your phone, that in China, it's a cashless society. You buy everything with your phone. Keir Starmer said it best. Oh, this digital ID isn't mandatory. It's there for those people who don't have a phone. See me, my phone will be my ID? Yep. This technology. First computer sold for $666. 86,000, yeah. Seized in Vietnam. Thank you, Alex. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Foreman. ZC stigmata on their headbands. Absolutely. I got it in my pictures. If you go to my shorts, hello, this is another episode of my photographs, you'll see that. I've done a video on that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Fibonacci machine does surgery, yeah. Yeah. Yes, I hope UK stands up. You know, if we had love and understanding, the unity will spread. Whatever's coming, whether it's a physical kingdom on earth or a new heaven and a new earth, the harvest is amongst us. The division of souls is amongst us. The dividing of the wheat and the tares, the goats and the sheep is happening right now, where you're seeing the evil act really evil, and the spiritual chosen ones are being brave. Especially women are standing up and they're being brave, and they're saying, you don't touch my kids. You leave my kids alone. Mama bear energy, you know what I mean? And men and women of our Father, Yahuwah, are standing up and saying, no, we will not comply. We don't want to be imprisoned forever. We will stand until death and fight for our children's right to live free. And so the division has started. The harvest started. There are workers in the field planting seed and harvesting. And the evil ones, they're on full tilt anger mode, spewing hatred, division, anger, malevolence, deception. You see, it's different when you speak of things you don't know about and you just regurgitate what you've seen on somebody else's channel. But once you know, you don't need to have to quote scripture anymore. You don't need to have to show people proof anymore. You just speak truth and they know, you know it's truth. Right? Thanks, Matt, for timing some of these trolls and bots out. Yes, JY. Those who try to save their life shall lose their life, their spiritual life. Those who lose their life shall save their life, their spiritual life. Those that operate in love and peace and unity comprehend the greatest sacrifice of all is to give your life for another. I had a dream about this, and I woke up crying, and I heard very clearly, my son did that for you. I was in a room, and there was a grizzly bear outside, and there was 5 of us in this tool shed, and we went to go open up the door and get out there, and we're trapped in there, and this grizzly bear is there, and I'm going, oh no, what are we going to do? And we're all going to die. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? And I said, don't worry, I got this. On the count of 3, we're going to open up that door, and I'm going to grab onto the grizzly bear as hard as I can, and you guys are going to run to the car, and you're going to be safe. Okay? And they said, no, Todd, don't do this. You're going to die. Please don't do this. There must be a better way. I said, don't worry. I got this. It's okay. On the count of 3, that's what we're going to do, okay? And they're begging and pleading with me, Todd, no, don't. And I said, I got this. And when that door opened, I was going to run and grab the bear, and they were going to run to freedom and safety. And I woke up with a tear in my eye, looking up at the hotel ceiling, and I heard very clearly, that is what my son did for you. This is my testimony. This is my imagination. This is my truth. When you give your life for someone else, when you put your neck on the block and do these videos risking persecution, murder, Charlie Kirk, whether it's fake psyop or he actually died or he didn't die, I don't know. But when you risk your life for somebody else, you are blessed. Be blessed. Yes, boss. Absolutely. You know, love is such a powerful thing. Love can make you do crazy stuff. I love His creation. I love humanity. I love Muslims, Christians, Hare Krishna, Buddha, Judah. I love them all. They're beautiful people. They're deceived. But I love them. Can't give up on them. So be blessed this day. Carry this message in your heart. Stay strong. Pray upon these things. And I want to give a special thanks to my moderators. You guys, I love you so much. Thank you. I am blessed to have this channel. I'm now up in the numbers. I'm speaking just to the right amount of people. Share these videos. Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, all that stuff. But I am blessed to have such beautiful moderators. You guys are so awesome. I know some of the moderators that I spoke and they talked to me, and you could all call me at home. I know it's tough to watch this hatred towards me. It's okay. I want you to know it doesn't hurt me. It makes me stronger. And I'm grateful for every one of you. It hurts my wife. It hurts other moderators to see me get attacked. It's okay. It's really okay. I am so blessed. I'm no longer asleep and I'm awake. And I'm so grateful to have a channel where people are receiving the Besaroth, receiving the truth, just some hope. If I could give somebody some hope and some truth and some light. My wife asked me during George Floyd riots, why are you doing this, Todd? And I said, I just want to help one person a day. If I could just help one person a day. I am so blessed. Yes. Pure agape. I love all of you. I'm going to end this video now. I'm running out of breath. I've been having some tough times these days, but I'm loving it. I love you all so much. May you be blessed this day. May you continue on your walk. May tomorrow you wake up and just be that much stronger, that much braver, that much more resilient. May you be blessed. May you hold love in your heart, not hatred, not fear. You're not given the spirit of fear. You wake up in the morning and it's a Monday, a moon day, and you walk proudly and upright and you go up to somebody and say, hey, you look beautiful today. Hey there, girl, you look pretty snazzy. You're very beautiful. Just hand out comments and beautiful gestures of love freely. It doesn't cost anything to lift somebody up. Let tomorrow be that day where you walk around and you just fill everybody with a little bit of hope and a little bit of love. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. And it charges up your batteries. It makes you feel good. It's a win-win. Be blessed. I'm going to end this video now. I love you all so much. I don't know how to express love to perfect strangers, but we're family. I hope this message finds you.